Hello and welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools with us here today. My name is Jenny and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your question to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. That's strivescan.com/Minnesota. I'd now like to turn over to our first presenter, Michigan State University.
Thank you, Jenny. My name is Tanya Kurzawa, and I am an admissions counselor with Michigan State. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's a great opportunity for you students and families to learn a lot about some very different universities in this session. So happy to start things off. So Michigan State University is a Big Ten university, one of the largest in the country, and we are located in East Lansing, Michigan. We are fairly easy to get to. You'll find that we are in the lower portion of Michigan's mitten, as we are referred to, and you can find us by train, plane, or automobile. We are not far from the Detroit Metro Airport, so if you choose to fly, it's pretty easy to get to us, and we even have our own airport in Lansing as well. Michigan State University is located real close to the city of East Lansing. The city of East Lansing has about 40,000 residents. Our campus itself is really like our own small city. We have 50,000 students studying at MSU. Our campus is a suburban park-like setting with about 5,000 acres. It's a mile and a half from the east side of campus to the west side and a mile from north to south. At the north end of campus is the city of East Lansing with all of their gift shops, restaurants, coffee shops, nightlife. And then at the south end of our campus, it's a very different environment. It's all of our farms and barns from our agricultural and veterinary programs on campus. Our students come to us from all over the state of Michigan, as well as from a number of different states in the US, almost all of them. And then we have students from over 100 different countries. So we have quite a diverse student population. Of those 49,000 students, 40,000 of them are undergraduates, and about 9,000 of them came to us as freshmen this fall. Not only do we have a diverse student population, we also have a lot of things that you can choose to study. We have over 200 majors at MSU. You can have one major, you can have multiple majors. You could have a major and a minor or a major in a concentration area. We even have some two-year programs that we offer as certificate programs. So lots of different things for students to choose from. Those all fall within our 17 degree granting colleges. And we have 3 residential college options, which are really like a small liberal arts college within our large resourceful university. Those residential options fall within the majors of natural sciences and math. That's called the Lyman Briggs College. The James Madison College is in our College of Social Science for students who are looking to pursue a pre-law degree or political science, international relations, public policy type program. That again is the James Madison College. And then our third residential college is the Residential College for Arts and Humanities. I can tell you that the most common majors of our incoming freshmen are in the College of Business, the College of Engineering, and the College of Natural Science. Business and engineering also have their own residential programs or residence halls real close to their buildings. So that could be an option for you as well. So what do our students do outside of the classroom? We encourage our students to get involved in things like undergraduate research. We are a research-based institution with opportunities for you students to get involved across all disciplines on campus. So there's a good chance you could do paid research or volunteer research at MSU and start out very early in your career with us as a freshman. A lot of our students will make anywhere from $15 to $20 an hour doing research with a professor. Some of them stay with the same project all 4 years. Others will jump around to different research projects to help them determine what they would like their career focus to be down the road. Other ways to get involved outside of the classroom: education abroad. Perhaps there's somewhere you've always wanted to go to study abroad. Chances are we offer a program in an area that you're looking at, as we offer over 275 different programs. If we don't have it, we will partner with other universities to find what you're looking for. And then, of course, we have over 900 student organizations for you to choose from. So if you're interested in continuing on in some type of volunteer work that maybe you're doing at your high school, you could continue to be a volunteer at MSU. Maybe you want to continue on in sports or music or dance, some sort of performance, theater. Those are all things that we encourage our students to get involved in. It's a great way to meet your people and find people with similar interests. So lots of different organizations to choose from. At Michigan State, our residence halls sit on the perimeter of campus. We have 5 different neighborhoods of residence halls. In your neighborhoods, you're going to get free tutoring. You're going to be able to talk to a counselor if you're feeling a little homesick. Maybe you're not feeling well and you need to see a nurse. All of those things are available to you in your residence hall neighborhood, in your engagement center. And those engagement centers have really helped us to retain our students at a high rate. So they're coming back to us. They're having success. They're enjoying their time. At the other end, at the end of your career at Michigan State, our students are finding jobs or getting into graduate schools or medical schools at a 95% rate. So we're very proud of our retention rate as well as our placement rate. We have over 500,000 living alumni across the world, and that really helps because those alumni will come back and encourage our students, offer you co-ops, internships, or even full-time employment down the road. What does this cost our students? You'll see the total cost, tuition and fees, room and board listed here. Don't let that figure scare you. I know it's a high dollar amount. Colleges are expensive. We do offer a lot of scholarships. We encourage our students to apply early in their senior year by November 1st, in fact, to get maximum scholarship consideration. And seniors, the FAFSA is available, so we encourage you to fill that out as well. The sooner, the better. What do we look at? We do a holistic admissions review looking at your high school grades from 9 through 11, your supporting information like an essay. You can submit a test score if you want, but you don't have to. You can apply to MSU using the MSU app, the Common Application, or the Coalition application. So 3 different ways. Again, I mentioned November 1 for maximum scholarship consideration, a great date to shoot for as your application deadline, and you'll hear back from us by January 15th. If you'd like to visit campus, we're doing on-person campus tours as well as a whole bunch of virtual visits. Those are listed here. I will drop this into the chat as well so that you'll have a way to find us. Come see us if you can. If you can't come in person, we'd love to give you a virtual tour. So good luck to all of you. I'm going to pass it along for you to learn from Rachel about a community college. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And just a reminder to all of our participants that you can use that Q&A function to ask questions of our schools at any time. So feel free to go ahead and use that Q&A function. Up next, we have Inver Hills Community College.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Rachel. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an admissions advisor representing Inver Hills Community College today. We are located in a suburb of St. Paul, Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. So we're close enough to the city for something like an internship, but far enough away for that small town feel. So I'm diving right in here. I'm going to kind of outline the advantages of a community college like Inver Hills as opposed to a four-year school. The first point that we have is that by attending a school like Inver, you are able to set yourself up for transfer to that four-year school. We understand that many of our students come in with the goal of eventually achieving a bachelor's degree. So we have the resources in place, the counselors, the advisors, the Center for Career Development to make sure that you're able to meet that goal. 97% of our credits transfer nationwide. So whether you're interested in completing an associate's degree or whether you're just looking to take a summer class or two with us, lots of different options for students. So more specifically, we offer an Associate of Arts degree or an AA degree. So when you hear a friend or a colleague say, oh, I'm just going to get my generals done and I'm going to go ahead and transfer to that four-year school, this is likely what they're talking about, that Associate of Arts degree. This degree is really mostly comprised of general education requirements, but it doesn't force you to pick a major right away. So you are able to kind of dabble in some different areas to kind of see what best suits you, while also, again, seeking that support from our staff at Inver. And then additionally, again, it's completing those general education requirements that are needed for each and every degree. Next point is our open enrollment policy. So we get lots and lots of questions about our, what's our GPA requirement? What do you need to get on the ACT in order to be admitted? And the answer is we don't look at that unless you send it, and we only use it for placement into courses. So in short, as long as you've graduated high school or completed your GED, you'll be accepted at Inver Hills. Again, the only reason that we'd ask for GPA or ACT, SAT scores, anything like that, is just to use for placement into courses. And we'll talk about that a little bit later when we talk through the application process as well. Our next point here is that we offer flexible course and scheduling options. So many of our students either work part-time or are a caregiver or are just looking to take part-time classes to kind of ease their way into college. So we do offer on-campus classes, online classes, hybrid classes, really whatever works best for you. Our advisors are there to help you determine what schedule would be best for you. Next point that we have is our affordable tuition rates. We're very proud to be able to offer an affordable college education while not sacrificing quality. So again, we're very upfront about that. I'll say right away that our tuition rates, any online or hybrid classes, are $190 per credit, and any on-campus courses are $200 per credit. So if you're looking at full-time, taking roughly 30 credits or so, you're looking at maybe $5,500 to $6,000 in tuition. So again, when looking at tuition and when breaking that down and comparing across different schools and looking at kind of what your options are there, the tuition rate at Inver doesn't include things like housing and things like that. Many of our students do live off campus, many live at home. So again, it's a great option to kind of ease your way into college while, especially again, if you're undecided about your major, not kind of spending money while being really unsure about what it is that you'd like to do. Next point here is our individualized support. So again, we do have a really small class sizes at Inver. Total across 3 terms, we have roughly 4,200 students attending. And that looks more specifically like an average class size of in the mid-20s, but it will never be larger than 40. So again, your instructor will know your name, your academic advisor will know your name. You're not just going to be a number in a classroom. Our faculty are focused on teaching. It's not a research college, it's a teaching college. That's what our staff is here for. That's our faculty is here for. And that's our focus is supporting you in your educational journey. All right, so then I'll briefly kind of talk through our enrollment steps, but first I do want to point out the QR code on the right side of your screen. If you go ahead and scan that, that will actually bring you right to our online application page. It'll break down these steps as well. And then you can, of course, too, use the promo code INVR 2022 to apply for free. You can jot that down. But again, running through the application steps, you will start by completing just that online application, just some basic information that we'll need from you there. And then again, just proof that you've completed high school with those unofficial high school transcripts. And then again, fulfilling that assessment requirement. So again, we just want to make sure that you aren't placed in classes that are too easy or too difficult for you. So again, if you have a lower GPA, lower ACT scores, that's not a problem. We'll have you take the AccuPlacer, which is a free test test that you're able to take, again, just to see where you're at there. The last step is just an online orientation session where you'll get matched up again with that academic advisor that will be able to sit down one-on-one with you and talk through your course schedule. And again, making sure that those classes are right for you. So I'll end here just with my contact information. Again, you can feel free to jot this down along with that promo code to go ahead and apply for free. Again, please go ahead and use the Q&A feature. I'd be happy to answer any other questions you all have. But thank you again for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Fantastic presentation. Up next, we have Dakota State University.
Alrighty, can you hear me okay? Hopefully you can.
Yep.
I'm Amber Schmidt, Assistant Director of Admission here at Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota. And hopefully I can tell you all good things about DSU. So here we go. We are my thing will click there. There we go. We are a 4-year public institution located in Madison, South Dakota. You can see on the map where South Dakota is there in the little Trojan head where the Trojans. You can see where Madison is located. Some of the quick facts about us. Enrollment is typically around 3,200 students. Our student to faculty ratio is in that 18-to-1 range. Most classes are 20 to 30 students per class. We have about 38 different programs from your associates to bachelor's all the way up to your doctoral degrees. Placement rates is typically about 99%. And we actually have 20 programs with 100% placement right now, which is awesome. And the big thing about DSU back in the 80s, we changed our mission to technology. And we gotten pretty darn good at it. So we do have a technology initiative here at DSU. Every student is required to lease one of our laptops. But it has, I mean, it's amazing what some of our students are doing with technology, whether you are in our cyber operations programs, like a hacker, you know, you got to learn the bad to teach the good, to education, to biologies, to game design. I mean, we are doing some industry standard level technology things in our classroom. So let's keep going here. Talked about some of these degrees. The things that we're really known for are going to be our cyber degrees. We have cyber operations, computer science. We just added artificial intelligence. We were founded as a teacher school back in the 1800s. So we've been teaching teachers for a long time and we're pretty darn good at that. Some great art programs if you're into animation, graphic design, game design, business, 100% in all of our business degrees. So a lot of really great opportunities. But if you were to ask, you know, which one really is the big one, we see our highest incoming group of students with those technology degrees. We're one of the first 4 schools in the whole nation to have a center of excellence with the NSA in cybersecurity. And we have articulation agreement with the NSA and a lot of big things. So we've got some big name corporations in government level industries that end up at DSU for our cyber students. High need there. Tuition and fees, you can check out on the screen there. Whether you are a resident, Minnesota, we have some reciprocity rates and we have a non-resident rates there, the kind of whole breakdown. And then we try to figure out how we can dwindle that number down with some of our scholarships we have here. We have champion scholarships, which are merit-based. So if you have a certain GPA and a test score, you can qualify for certain amounts of monies there. We also now have some non-ACT based scholarship opportunities. So you can check out that breakdown. And then on the bottom there, you can see some additional scholarships. Another big one that's automatic for all students. If you're in any of our technology degrees, we have the DSU Rising Scholarship. If you have a 3.0 and a 30 on the ACT, that's a $20,000 scholarship there. We also have the Cyber Corps, which is funded through the National Science Foundation. We also have the CYSP, which is through the Department of Defense, which are a couple big cyber scholarships, full ride, tuition and fees, $25,000 stipend a year, professional development, a whole bunch of stuff. So some pretty awesome ones that you can check out there. Also make sure if need-based scholarship, we have the Horatio Alger Scholarship to check out as well. A lot of great resources here at DSU. If you were to ask most students, why DSU, why did you choose us? You're going to hear size a lot of the times. They like the size because, you know, you're not going to be a number in a class, you know, that kind of kind of cliche comment there, but they like when they go to class. You know, when I went to class at DSU, I was Amber. How's it going? How's softball? Those kind of questions. They say it feels like home, feels like family around here, but also because of the size, we have a lot of great resources that students can utilize. We have free tutoring, supplemental instruction. We have an awesome disability services group. We have something called the Strong program, which is created for students on the autism spectrum, and a lot of resources to help them with social skills, to help students with, you know, everything, daily things, doing laundry to getting out, going to events. It's a really great program there. But then everything else, student health nurse, some of those things too, counseling center. What else we got? Campus life, 50 plus clubs and orgs, everything from animation club, photography, a bunch of faith-based clubs, a ton of intramural sports. We have 13 competitive sports team. One of the biggest ones is going to be our esports team. We have a varsity level esports team that you can also scholarship in if you are a varsity competitor there. So that's a great one. If you like the gaming, don't worry, you still have to have a good GPA to be doing that. And every once in a while I have parents that are always a little concerned that they're playing too many games, but you got to have that good GPA. We also have some Gen Cyber Camps funded, I believe through the National Science Foundation as well. And so that is free. So if you know anybody still going through high school, if yourself you're going through high school, interested in any of these cyber camps, if you can get yourself to campus, we house you, we feed you, you get to be on campus for a full week, getting to hack, program, do robotics, and a lot of that cool stuff too. So what's next on that lovely list? Like everybody else, you know, visiting colleges is one of the best things you can do, whether it's virtual, main campus, coming to a group event. We do program specific events. And then making sure you apply. We are offering free applications from October 18th to November 30th, or if you visit, you automatically get a free one. And then when questions come up, you just reach out and holler at us or follow us on social media or Discord. And yeah, short and sweet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And again, all of our schools will be here through the duration of the presentation. So use that Q&A function to ask them questions at any time. Up next, we have Seattle University.
Awesome. Thank you. Let me get things going. I hope everyone can see my screen okay. Yeah, so excited to be here. My name is Doreen and I use she, her pronouns. I am the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions for Seattle University. And for those of you who are not super familiar with what SU is, we are one of 27 Jesuit colleges in the US. So sometimes students get a little put off by what does it mean to be a Jesuit school, Jesuit college, and so I always kind of take it back to the basics. So the Jesuits are a chapter of the Catholic Church, and it's a tradition that's almost 500 years old at this point. Jesuits are first and foremost seen as educators. They're committed to a transformational and holistic education. They also have a really strong connection to social justice efforts and community engagement. So those pillars are going to be what you're going to experience on campus. You do not have to be religious. You do not have to be a Catholic. You do not have to be a Jesuit to attend. Actually, over 75% of our students identify as something other than Catholic. And I think that just speaks to how welcoming our campus and really the city of Seattle is. So a lot of students enjoy that. We are a small to medium-sized school, so we have a total student population of almost 7,300 students, but that also includes the law school that we have on campus, as well as the graduate programs that we offer. So only looking at the undergraduate population, it's about 4,700. As you can see by the picture and the red outline, you are still very much getting a very traditional campus experience, beside us being so centrally located in the city of Seattle. We occupy about an area of 4 by 5 blocks, and it shouldn't really take you any longer to get from one end to campus to the other, about 15 minutes. It obviously depends on how many times you have to stop, say hi to people, chat with people, maybe grab a coffee, because we are in Seattle after all. Similar, going to downtown, going to the waterfront is about a 20-minute walk. So that being said, you can kind of have the best of both worlds, because yes, you have that urban connection with us being in the city of Seattle, but then our campus is actually a designated wildlife sanctuary. So you have the city, but you also kind of have this hidden green oasis within the city. So whatever it is that you feel like, you have it around. Your academics are going to be obviously at the center of your experience on our campus. So if you are looking for small classroom sizes, a discussion-based learning experience, academic excellence, a lot of self-reflective focus work that you have to go through, 100% of classes are taught by a professor, by a faculty member, then you might want to consider SU, because we have all of those things to offer. We are obviously committed to providing you with, like I said, academic excellency. And a part of that is that all students, regardless of the major that you choose, have to move through our core curriculum. So our U core curriculum, the classes basically ensure that you get a well-rounded education outside of your major. We have about 65 different undergraduate programs, and they're all direct entry. So that means that you're not just applying to SU as an institution, but you're directly applying into the English program or the engineering program and so on. We also offer pre-professional advising. So if any of you are already thinking about maybe medical school or law school down the line, that is something that we can support you with. So our pre-health, pre-law, and pre-education advisors can actually help you kind of navigate that discernment process and ultimately the application process as well, once it's kind of time for that next step. You are not just going to be a person in the classroom, you're not just going to be a student, but you're also going to come to college to develop and create those social bonds, right, with your peers around you. And so we want to make sure that we provide you with lots of opportunities to do that. All students are required to live on campus for the first 2 years, so housing is guaranteed. And that's really going to help you develop a strong support system on campus. Most of our students also get involved through our club system that we have, and all clubs are student-led. So that is really where you're going to find that community and find that connection with the people you want to surround yourself with. We're also a Division I school. We have some amazing campus traditions throughout the year. And so between that and the clubs, the athletics, like I mentioned, and the perks of being in the city of Seattle, you really should never be bored, unless of course you feel like a lazy afternoon, and that's totally fine as well. I do want to highlight just a couple of our clubs that are based on cultural and identities that students have, because again, we know how important it is to really share a space with people that you want to connect with, you want to find community with, especially if you're from a minoritized background as well. We want you to have those spaces, and we want you to be able to find that support. So you can see that is just a couple of examples that we have for you to really create that community on campus. Our Office of Multicultural Affairs is another great resource beyond just the student-led clubs to really get involved, for example, through their Connections Leadership Program, for example. So lots of different processes that we have. Quick shout out just to the application process. We have 2 different deadlines. One is November 15th, early action. The other one is regular decision, January 15th. And we do practice a holistic review process. So I want you all to take that away, because it's really, really important. All admitted students are also guaranteed merit-based scholarships, and I would love for you all to stay in touch. So as you can see, that is not my contact information, but my coworker MACAC is your admissions counselor, and she's able to connect you, answer any kind of questions. But yeah, thank you so much for attending, and make sure to stay in touch with us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Up next, we have Luther College.
All right, thank you, Jenny, very much. And thank you to all of you who are here tonight. My name is Petter Smith, and I am an admissions rep at Luther College, which is in Dakota, Iowa. Dakota is located about 2.5 hours southeast of the Twin Cities and about an hour from Rochester, Minnesota. It is in a rural location. The town of Dakota has about 8,500 residents, which creates a really cool community between the town and the campus as well. Luther is a liberal arts school. So some of you may have heard that term before, but I want to talk about what that means a little bit. The liberal arts are about being as multidimensional and multifaceted as possible. And so in liberal arts courses, most of them aren't going to be lecture-based. They're going to be discussion-based. We're going to teach you not only to be a scientist, but also to be a great communicator and to be a critical thinker and to think expansively. In the liberal arts, we teach our students to work creatively with one another. We all will work with other colleagues after college when we go into the workforce. And so we want to be able to work together with one another. We want our students to be able to create campus-wide conversations. This is especially important at a small university or a small college, which we are. I'll talk about that on the next slide. But a place where the student body can have some sway in the decisions of the college. And we want to promote awareness of the world around us. We believe that our students should be global citizens. We should be more than just citizens of the small corner of the world that we live in. We have a great study away program. About 70% of our students study away at some point during their Luther experience. We've got about 60 academic programs that includes majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. Some of the ones that we're most known for are any of the pre-health sciences, pre-med, pre-optometry, pre-physical therapy. Nursing, we've got a great nursing program. Our nursing students spend a whole year up at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, which not only is great experience, but looks pretty good on a resume too. And then education and music, those often get paired together. We have a lot of music education students. And finally, our business program. Those are some of the programs we're most known for. Like I said, we're a small college. We have 1,800 students. We run on a 4-1-4 schedule, which means we have a 4-month fall semester, a 1-month January term or J term, and a 4-month spring semester. January term is a really cool time when students can either do research or internships. We also have a lot of students that go and study away during that time as well. Like some of these other schools you're hearing from today, we have a small average class size, about 19. It really allows you to get to know your professor and your classmates really well. At Luther, we believe that learning happens everywhere. It happens in the classroom, yes, but it also happens outside of the classroom. This happens through internships, research. You can see on the left side of this slide, that's our nursing simulation lab. That gives our nursing students some great experience before they head up to Rochester for a year. This learning happens outside. We have a 1,000-acre campus, and so many of the natural science courses spend time outside. It happens in local businesses. It happens in local schools for education majors. It's a lot of places outside of the classroom. Music at Luther. We have a huge music program. This is a picture of our Christmas at Luther concert that brings about 10,000 spectators to campus every single year. About 500 of our students participate in it. That's over a quarter of campus. These are all the ensembles at Luther. The great thing about music at Luther is that you don't have to be a music major to participate. So if that's something that's important to you, you want it to be a part of your daily life, but you don't want to study it academically, then Luther is a great place for you. We have great athletics at Luther too. We're a Division III school. We have about 500 Division III athletes, so about the same amount of athletes as we do musicians. And many of those students are both athletes and musicians. Luther is a place where you can do both of those things. You can excel in the classroom, you can excel on the field, on the court, and you can excel in the performance hall as well. So if you are ready to become a Norse, these are the next steps. We are rolling admissions. We don't have any early action deadlines, early decision deadlines. We just simply look at review applications as they come in, and students hear back in about 2 to 3 weeks. We have no application fee, which is really nice. The FAFSA, which opened October 1st, just about a week ago, we give out a FAFSA grant. So if you apply to Luther by November 1st and you fill out the FAFSA by January 1st, then you can receive our FAFSA grant. And the most important thing is just to come visit Luther. We have a beautiful campus. We're in the driftless region with rolling hills and bluffs. There's about 85 miles of hiking trails in Dakota. So if you like to be outside, it's a great place to be. Coming to visit campus is the best way to see if it's going to be a good fit for you or not. And with that, I will hand it back to Jenny.
Thank you so much. And a quick reminder to all of our participants, we still have time if you have questions to put those in the Q&A for any of our schools here today. And last but not least, we have the Minneapolis College of Art and Design.
Hey, yeah, that's me. I'm gonna do this. Thanks, everyone. Everyone went so quickly. I usually go way too long, but I'm gonna try to do this right this time. Hi, this is the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. This is what our south entrance looks like. We recently rebranded, so we have a new way of identifying ourselves with these colors and images. We are accredited, and we're also a member of a couple of private councils and design associations. But to get to the meat of it, the real thing people are interested in, we have 15 areas of study. And they range from the most popular right now of animation and graphic design, some unique ones like comic art, furniture design, and entrepreneurial studies. That last one is for anyone who is interested in connecting art and business. It's our only Bachelor of Science at MCAT. But if you're only thinking about dipping into it, because all students are available to take electives in any area, regardless of what major they are pursuing, we do have a handful of minors to coincide with it. So if someone is interested in illustration or comic art, they could minor in creative writing, which has helped a lot of students, or similarly animation, because they're into the narrative storytelling. So one way or other, you can get into it. Quick overview of us. We cap at 800 students at the absolute most. So at any given time, we're somewhere between 700 and 800, which means our class sizes are relatively small. Like my high school graduating class, just seniors, was bigger than this entire school. 50% are graduate students, and 85% are undergrads, which means our student to faculty ratio is pretty small. 10 to 1 is what it is at right now, but when it gets closer to 800, it might end up being closer to 12 to 1, but I don't think it ever really exceeds that benchmark. We do offer financial aid for those interested in pursuing the FAFSA. MCAT does have some aid to give if you are waiving the FAFSA, so there is a little bit more, but you need to let us know whether you are going to submit it or not. But overall, MCAT awards more than $11 million in aid to students every year. And it's through scholarships, grants, all sorts of things. So real quick, just a little bit of the campus. We're located just south of downtown Minneapolis. It's maybe a 10 to 12 minute walk if you really want to get into downtown. As you can see, our main building here, a Morrison building here, and we have a couple of housing apartments located on this part. Where there are a few more in this corner, but we can't see them. Just behind us is the MIA and the Children's Theater. So we all share one block. So the MIA is a historic collecting museum that is free to the public. So often students will go to their facility to draw statues. And it's fun. The campus is open 24 hours to students. So even on major holidays, if you are done hanging out with your family on Thanksgiving and really want to finish a painting about, I don't know, Daredevil because you feel bad that it was canceled on Netflix, you can. It's totally there. Some places will close at specific times, like the 3D shop. That just means they turn the power off to the main equipment. You can still work in there if you're just planning on sanding, nailing, gluing, but make your time the most you can get out of it. A little bit of our housing. They are apartment style. So there are some studio apartments, but most of them are 1 bedroom with a kitchenette, living room, a bathroom with a shower in the unit. And typically it's 2 twin beds in each apartment. A little bit of campus life. We do host a number of clubs. They're all student run, and they all sort of change year to year depending on who's available to run them. Weird things like the 80s workout club, where they just watched 80s workout videos. They didn't exercise at all. They just worked out with them. And there's like parkour, Lego club, there's video game clubs. 2 of them actually. One makes games, the other one just plays games. Off-campus study is another thing we offer. Pre-college opportunities for sophomores to graduating seniors. You can spend 2 weeks on our campus over the summer, majoring in animation, comic art, graphic design, illustration, and painting. You can earn 3 credits when you complete the program. It's this upcoming year, July 7th to the 24th. It's pretty cool. And you do end up making a couple of solid pieces for your upcoming portfolio. Speaking of which, we ask for a handful of items for your application. Official high school transcripts, any college transcripts that you have them, a letter of recommendation, personal statement, and a portfolio of artwork. Test scores are optional, so if you scored well and you want to show us, you can. If you didn't or did not take the test, I don't have to know about it at all. All right, so we do have 2 deadlines. Our early action is December 1st. Our priority is February 15th. If you complete an application by December 1st, you will automatically be qualified for a laptop scholarship. This scholarship will award you a 13-inch MacBook Pro with all the software you will need while you are on campus. So to get you started on that, I wanted to give you a fee waiver code. So at the end of the application form, if you type in APP 2022, you can apply for free and use that money to go towards art supplies or whatever fast food product you are looking for. I'm a big fan of In-N-Out. If there's one near you, I suggest go to In-N-Out. And then at the end, we have some virtual events coming up, in-person events. Check it out. That's pretty much everything I got.
All right, thank you so much. We are going to invite everyone back on camera now and have a little bit of Q&A. So I will put our first question up on the screen here for everyone. And that is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So we'll start again with Michigan State University.
Yeah, so that's a great question. My advice to students is just explore. Take the time to really explore various colleges. This was a great example this evening of a lot of different universities from Michigan all the way out to Washington. So the silver lining of this pandemic is that us universities and colleges are doing a far greater job of providing you virtual experiences. Not only campus tours, but experiences with different academic units on each campus. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. I would say to remember that it's okay to be undecided about your major. That's all too common, and you will be surrounded by like people, whether they say so or not. I know that folks change their major a lot, and it is okay to be undecided, and just seeking out a school that will support you in that journey. And again, good luck to everybody. Thank you for attending.
I would say have fun with it. This whole process can be so stressful because there's so many deadlines and so many different materials that you need to submit. But find something that you really enjoy doing, like something like writing the essays, sharing something with us. This is a process where you're going to find yourself. And so please don't be too stressed out. Take it one step at a time and have fun with it. It's going to be okay. You're going to find a great school and you're going to have an amazing time. So don't stress yourself out too much during this process.
I would say don't hesitate to utilize us as a resource. It's our job. We want to help you. That's why we're in the positions that we're in. So don't be freaked out about sending us an email, calling us. Again, that's what we're here for, and we want to help you.
Yeah, and I think explore as many options as possible. It's not just about the school, but where it's located, what the weather is like. Do you want to be around a big music scene? Do you not want to be around a big music scene? Rural versus suburban versus metro. These are all things that you don't necessarily consider right away, but should be part of the process of where you want to go.
Thank you. It's all great advice. I feel like every time I do these, I get more and more great advice. So, and really thank you to everyone for being here. Everyone's contact information is in the chat. So participants, if you want to reach out to any of our schools today, I'd highly recommend copying down their contact information and chatting with them. They're definitely here to help you, and they're ready. Yeah, there you go, Scott. All right. So that will wrap up our panel for tonight. Thank you so much for being here with us. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. So we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. And we encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions tonight. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. That's strivescan.com/Minnesota. Thank you so much and have a great evening.